So I'm walking the river trail here. I went the whole way down there, and I'm going the whole way down here. And we're going to go to Point Rock Tunnel. It's a park, and the train tracks goes by it, and there's a tunnel that you can go through as well. I'm going down here to check it out to make sure it's safe for my lady and I to go to for when she wants to come with me. So we're doing this for my safety and our safety. This is the yard back here. You can see the yard back here for NS, and it's been like this for all its lifetime. Never will change. And sometimes the H30 will come back here. And those are the mainline signal lights over there that you can see. I think I might see an old passenger car back here, which is very historic. Wow, let's see what we can find. So like I said, this is the yard back here. Got some old trucks here that doesn't even look like they're used. Definitely not used. These are definitely not used. Look at that. Freaking window is busted out. Unbelievable. So this is the river trail. That's the main road. Got some ice cream going there. You got the routes there going. And look over here. If we can possibly see it, they're definitely hiding. We got some old railroad passenger cars that they probably used a long time ago in their lifetime. I'm not sure what though, but we're going to try and see them. Yeah, they definitely are. Let's see here. So there you go. There's an old railroad passenger car. Definitely an old passenger car that they probably used on a tourist line at one point. I'm not sure what it's just doing there, rusting away, but that's been there for a long time. I've seen this before. So here's an old rusted boxcar that's been rusting away here for the last so many years that I can't even keep count anymore. It's got a lot of vandalism on it. And you got that there, another boxcar. And then behind those trees is the old rusted passenger car that they probably used for tourist runs back in the years, obviously. Not anymore though. You see passenger cars like that, it's only for a steam engine tourist line that you can go and ride. Alright guys, so we're back once again. Look how old this is. These trees are old too, but look how old this rock tunnel is here. I'm not sure what they used it for. The trail looks really nice down here. The trail looks really awesome actually. And look at this old building here with that tunnel over there. And up here, I'm not sure what they used it for, but they definitely used it at one point in its lifetime. Maybe for cavemen or something, who knows. I'm not sure what type of tunnel this is, but it doesn't look like it's really accessible for you to get to at all. But maybe back then it was. Let's keep it moving. We got a long way to go, but this is pretty cool. An old rock tunnel. Look at that. Just look at this tunnel, man. This is great. Interesting. So here's the tunnel here. And I think we see some passageway here that you probably could get into it back then in the old days. Look at this. Look at this old tunnel. Maybe this was the Civil War trail back then. For Civil War time. Okay, so here we are. And this was for, yeah, definitely back in the wartime. I was right. This is like the Civil War trail that they used back when we were in the war. It seems like. And also for coal and for on the trains that they would ship on back then. This is a very historic landmark. Definitely recommend you coming to it. And like I said, it looks like they used to hang out up there, and then they would come down here for that tunnel. That's what I think. So yeah, this is definitely old stuff. And you see back there, some more stuff. But yeah, this trail is amazing. There's the rest of the abandoned tracks, obviously. And this trail is a very long trail. I prefer doing it in daytime, not nighttime, obviously. And I'm sure a lot of people have been here. Another place to go to that's historic, I would say, is Centralia in PA. It's also a ghost town as well, and it's currently burning underground every day. And that's why no one's allowed to live there. And I think only maybe 2 or 3 people even lives in Centralia, honestly. Look at all this stuff up there. So abandoned. You know, it's like a ghost trail, you know? Like, it's a shame. But river trails are amazing. And we have trails like this too up in Harrisburg and every other part of Pennsylvania does. Man, imagine if I had filmed every trail, nature trail, river trail, whatever type of trail it was that I would have done in my whole lifetime while filming, since I had YouTube for over 20 years on all my other channels that I lost access to, obviously. But I'm not losing access to this one, guys. Promise that. Look, here's some more abandoned tracks. That goes for the trees here. Obviously. Goes really far back here. Looks like a broken railroad tie in there that they're not really using. I hope they don't use this part of the branch down here for NS. But they probably did back in the day. This track goes the whole way back here still. A lot of trees are broken down. Yeah, look at that. Look at all this. All that stuff here. Here's some more railroad ties, and they're just sitting on the tracks. They definitely do not use these tracks because of how abandoned they are. Like I said, the H30 doesn't even come down here because it wouldn't be able to, because look at all the trees that are on the tracks. Yeah, they're definitely not using them. And then the main line's over there that's active. Yeah, look at all these. All this stuff. Oh my. But yeah, river trails are amazing. Definitely worth it. You know. Look how far this... I'm surprised this track goes this far back, honestly. Probably goes the whole way down here. I wouldn't doubt it. Obviously, that says no hunting. You can't be hunting down here. This is a river trail. I can't remember if I've done this trail or not. But this is a good area to come down to rail fan, too. Someday. That's what I'm planning on doing. Look at all these tracks on the main line. It looks really nice down here. That's why I want to go down to Marietta, which is down further, to rail fan for you guys and catch some awesome scenery down there on the Port Road branch when I know a daytimer's coming. The only daytime run I know might be today is the H19. I did have H30 and 591 already. Wow, look at this. Look how far we made it, guys. Not bad though. And then this is the end of their track that stops right here. Wow. And then the main line continues, obviously, because that's a main line. You see more stuff up here, up the trees, the whole way up. A lot of stuff broken. This is a good spot to rail fan for sure. That's a perfect spot right there. Definitely going to be doing that in the summer and spring. Not in winter though, because winter's definitely going to be not safe down here, especially with the ice and snow. So like I said, looks like an old building or something was up there. I can't really tell what it is. But this river trail is phenomenal. I'm definitely gonna be doing this trail a lot, especially since I now stay in Columbia. Yeah, look at all this up there. You can see all that. Wow. Got this awesome river trail here. Just imagine how it would be to climb up that thing. I'm not sure about that. Okay, so here's a tunnel. Here's a tunnel, obviously. And the tracks are right down here. To my left. I think this is the tunnel that I'm supposed to be at, possibly. I'm not sure. Because there's the tracks. Here's the tunnel. Look at all these trees that are just sitting here. Man, I can only imagine someone getting hit by a tree down here. How devastating would that be? Oh, man. It says, no winter maintenance. Watch for ice. Watch for falling rocks. Please stay on trail. So let's see what we can see over here. In case I do want to come down here to Railfan next time. Obviously, this is for NS. You can see the signals the whole way from down here. They're all red for NS. And if a maintainer has to come down here, they can come down here, obviously. But yeah, you can see all the red signals down from here, for sure. And this is the main line that goes from Enola, PA, down to Delaware and Baltimore, Maryland. They have 3 tracks up here, which you can see. Pretty cool. All right, guys, we made it the whole way down to here. We're gonna keep on moving. Like I said, this says watch for rocks falling, stay on trail, no winter maintenance, watch for ice. Because these rocks can fall, obviously, at any time. So you need to be careful. Look at that. Imagine that did fall on you. Oh, no. No, thank you. This tunnel looks exciting. I wonder if this is my location that I need to be at. But look at this. This is like what the cavemen did back in the old days, back before our time, you know? And they would stay in tunnels like this too, probably. All right, let's put on our hood, because looks like stuff is falling off the rocks here, which is pretty cool. This is pretty scenic, guys. Definitely take a chance to come down here to see this stuff, you know? It's not like you get to see this every day. Look at all these rocks. Imagine all this did fall on us, man. Man, we would be toast. Yeah, you would. We'd be massively toast. Let's go and do this here. So, you can tell it's been really cold because you can see icicles in here. Going through this tunnel is awesome. See? Stuff's falling down. Ice is falling down through here. You can see it there. Icicles are falling. This is why you gotta be careful going for tunnels. Definitely gotta be careful going for tunnels. Look at that. This is interesting. Look at all this ice that fell, guys. Wow, look at that. Look at all this ice that's falling through here. Definitely gotta be careful. Don't want to fall in any ice either. More ice down here. Look at that. Look at all this ice that fell. More ice that fell, which is right down here. Lots of ice. And then through here, we're down through the tunnel. You know what I mean? We're down for the tunnel. So I'm assuming that's where I'm at. And then we're down here on the NS line. And like I said, it says that you can't really hunt or trespass at all. So, and the trail keeps on going. You got some railroad ties here along the tracks. You can see that these tracks back here aren't really well taken care of as much, except for the closest one. And then the other one they just tore apart. And that's been like that too for the last 30 plus years. And they got more railroad ties down there as well. Look at all these railroad ties. Tons of railroad ties down here that they're not even using. There's some more old used box cars. I mean, not box cars. Old used railroad ties. Pardon me. Tons of old railroad ties. Box cars. My mistake, guys. It's been a long day. Here's some more old railroad ties that looks like they haven't been used or ever used before. That definitely needs to be used, actually. Look at all that. So we're on the river trail here once again. Like I said, the river trail starts the whole way back there. Got a pretty bird up there chirping for us. Like I said, we're on the river trail here, and we're gonna go explore. I can't wait to explore with my lady too, when it's warmer for her. But we're gonna do this today while we're here. You can see the switch against the tracks. Like I said, there's all the railroad ties that they haven't used. That switch looks really rusted out. Really rusted out, actually. You got people riding their bikes down the trail here, which you can do, or your scooter, or you can walk down the trail as well. There's another old piece of something against the tracks. I don't know what that's used for. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. This river trail is a long river trail though. You can do a long walk. I prefer having like a scooter or something to go down here, but I don't mind walking either. Looks like some like real pieces of track that they're not using. Like I said, this trail is amazing, and it's definitely worth it. You can, like I said, you can ride your bikes down the trail, have a good time, see what's back down here. So we're walking through the trail here. That's gang. Looks like they vandalized this. Look, looks like some big giant balls. Ugh. Sorry, I almost dropped my camera. The giant balls. Oh my, look at this. Look at all this vandalism. Wow, unbelievable, guys. Look what I haven't seen in the last 30 years. All this abandoned stuff under here. It is all vandalized with graffiti. Look at all that graffiti on each one. That's all abandoned. Isn't that crazy, guys? That's a shame. Look at that. The whole way down, too. So down here on the river trail, this is the bicycle rules. You gotta read the rules, obviously. And you can sit there, or you can sit here when you take a breather. You ride your bikes down the river trail, which is down there, much further. And on your way off, the trail is up there, the way it came down. So we're gonna go enter this river trail here. I've been wanting to do this for years. I've been on many trails in my lifetime, but never really did videos as much of rear trails because I never had good reception. And half the time when I was on them, my phone was always overheating, or I just wasn't really interested in filming it like I am now. But yeah, look at all this graffiti down there, dude. My gosh. Trains go under there on the main line. So we're definitely on this branch, and we're gonna see how far it takes us. And the place that I'm exploring today is Point Rock Tunnel Park. And all these places that you can explore has been here for all of its lifetime. So you can do it for many, many years to come. Look at all these trees that are down here. You can see all these trees fell. Lots of trees fell down over the years. Probably because they're old. Got a lot of abandoned rail that they're not using. But yeah, these are a lot of trees that fell down here for sure. You know, this trail reminds me of when I filmed my trail in Altoona, Pennsylvania, that I actually did film. I don't remember my video went to, obviously, but we had to go up the mountain to go up that trail. It was really amazing. At the Horseshoe Curve. Definitely go there. It's definitely worth the rail fan for sure. Down here it's like a passageway. Probably can go down to the tracks here. Let's see what we see. Probably just a lot of abandoned stuff, honestly. Okay, so yeah. So the H30 local that goes down here can come the whole way down here, but there's no need for it because it's all abandoned. So they only stay down further, and then they go off their track onto the main line, which is over there. And then you have abandoned tracks. All these tracks are just abandoned, not being used. And it goes the whole way back to those trees. And that's probably just about it for those abandoned tracks, honestly. Alright guys, let's return to our journey here. And we're gonna get walking down this trail here. This is amazing, guys. Look at all this stuff. I love seeing stuff like this. Maybe I'm gonna start filming stuff like this more often, like make not just rail fanning trips, but like trips to go through nature trails. Because you see so much historic stuff. Okay, this looks like a tunnel of some sort. I'm not sure what this is, but at one point it looks like they used it for something. You know what this type of tunnel is, just let me know. Really historic place. Look how old it is. See that? Look how old that is. Wow.